Hey everyone. It's been almost 2 years since I sat down to record a podcast episode. And if I'm honest, I've thought about coming back so many times. I kept telling myself, I'll do it when life settles down. I'll do it when I know exactly what I want to say. I'll do it when I have everything figured out. But here's what I realized. If I keep waiting for the perfect moment, I may never come back. So here I am. Not because life is perfect, not because I suddenly have all the answers, but because I realize I don't have to be on the other side of my story before I begin telling it. The last 2 years have been a lot. There has been loss, grief, uncertainty, and instability. There have been moments where I genuinely didn't know what the next chapter of my life was going to look like. I lost my sweet baby girl, Cece, my soul fur baby. And anyone who's ever loved a pet knows that kind of loss is hard to put into words. There were changes in my personal life. There were moments where I questioned my business, my direction, and honestly, myself. I found myself asking questions I never thought I'd be asking at this stage of my life. Who am I becoming? What's next for me? How do I move forward when I don't have all the answers? Maybe you've asked yourself those same questions. Maybe your story looks completely different from mine. But I think we've all had seasons where life feels heavier, seasons where we don't quite recognize ourselves. And somewhere in the middle of all that, I stopped creating. Not because I didn't care, not because I didn't have anything to say, but because I thought I needed to have the ending before I could tell the story. And I've learned that life doesn't really work that way. Most of us are living in the middle of our story. We're learning while we're living it. We're healing while we're still carrying things. We're becoming while we're still trying to figure it out. And very recently, something started to shift for me. Not because every problem disappeared, but because I started recognizing little pieces of myself again. And I realized something. Maybe I wasn't trying to find the woman I used to be. Maybe I was being introduced to the woman I'm becoming. And she's finally learning that she doesn't have to wait until everything is perfect before she starts living again, before she starts sharing again, before she starts showing up again. And that's why I'm back. And I also want to say something that's really important to me. I don't want this podcast to feel like someone is talking at you. I want it to feel like we're sitting across from each other over coffee, having an honest conversation. Yes, I'll share my experiences. I'll share what I'm learning, but I also want to hear from you. If something resonates, tell me. If there's a conversation you wish someone would have, let's have it. If there's something you're navigating and you'd love for us to explore together, I want to know. Because while I may be the one wearing the microphone, I don't want this to feel like a lecture. I want it to feel like a community, like the one I built here in the studio or my circles or any of my events, a place where we remind each other that none of us has to have it all figured out. And as my birthday gets closer, I've been thinking a lot about new chapters, not starting over, starting from experience. I'm bringing everything these last couple of years have taught me into this next season. So if you've been wanting to begin something, maybe this is your sign. Not because the timing is perfect, but because maybe you've waited long enough. I don't know exactly where this next season is going to lead me, but I do know this. I don't want it to disappear again. I want us to grow together, one conversation at a time. So thank you for being here. Thank you for coming back. It feels really good to be back. Make sure to do all the things, subscribe, follow, and I'll see you soon.